a player. Today I want to talk about Felix, however, because I have a feeling Felix is one of the players in this transfer market which will carry a question mark on his back. Will Felix stay? Will Felix go? Will Felix get loaned? How does this entire situation of our transfer market change for Felix? Now, you see, I think Felix is one of the players which we can definitely tell that he's one of the players which Mourinho loves the most. Now, if we remember very well, if we date back Felix's start of his Roman adventure, he got subbed in when we were 1-1, when we were basically 1-1 against Cagliari away, and then he got subbed in, and then we won that match 2-1 with that Pellegrini masterclass on a free kick. From that match, there has been a really special bond between him and the manager. Now, following that match, obviously, he got subbed in. Against Genoa, scored 2 goals. One was an absolute cracker. In fact, it was definitely one of the best goals of the season. But, you see, I think despite all of this bond which is being created between Felix and Mourinho, we can't hide the fact that they are basically like father and son. Like, we can't hide that. Felix spent not the entire Christmas break, the majority of the Christmas break. In fact, he spent Christmas Day at the training ground with Mourinho. There is definitely something which Mourinho just, as I said before, there's a father to son relationship almost between the two. However, I think this doesn't fully mean that obviously Felix will stay in this transfer market. And I'd also throw to you guys that Felix has got a big question mark, in my opinion. He's one of the players which falls in that category of question marks. Now, we've got a lot of players in that category right now. We've got the players such as Carles Perez, such as Diawara, such as Darboe, such as Villar, who this season was on loan to Getafe. We've got Felix, we've got Viña. We've got a lot of players in that category. And if there is something which we understood, is the fact that to try and limit our transfer market window, we will need to balance we'll need to have a balance between the players we buy and the players we sold. Now, up to now, we've only basically received, news of players who are ready to join the club. Matic this morning landed in Rome and has done his medical checkups and is ready to sign the contract. Di Marzio has said that Celik, the deal which brings Celik to Roma, will be closed within this weekend. We've had links with Sobaknu. We, up to now, in this first month, in these first 13 days of the transfer market, have only been linked with players who arrive and not players who will leave. I think it's important for Thiago Pinto now to also focus on the players who will leave, because if there's one thing which I understood is that if none of the players get sold, which is highly unlikely, but if we don't sell, then the big deals won't come when it comes to improving our squad depth. So selling is a big part of the transfer market this summer. And Felix falls in that category just because he started so well and then he drastically dropped. Every time he got subbed in, his accuracy was terrible. And he is young. He's very young. He's one of the few examples of this season where Mourinho picked from the academy team and put in the first team. And that, puts a lot of responsibilities on you, puts a lot of pressure on you. And in fact, I'd say that Felix has dealt with this pressure phenomenally in the first matches when he immediately got put in the first team from the academy team. The match against Cagliari, the match against Genoa, he dealt with the pressure really well. In fact, he scored 2 goals against Genoa. But I feel like, yes, obviously he hasn't got the experience, he's very young, but I also think that there has been something else added on to Felix as a player. And I think this thing is kind of the hyping of this player. it is extremely important. This isn't for just for Roma, but for any club who tries and plays with your academy team, is to not overhype the players. This is extremely important because the second we overhype the players who are coming from the academy team, the players feel like they're the best player in the team, and that leads to the downfall of their results. Or on the other hand, it can also be argued that the more we start young players, the more they feel like the pressure and the responsibilities of doing well. And the more Mourinho counts on Felix, the more Felix goes, right, I really need to start turning up to matches. And that puts a lot of pressure on me, a lot of responsibility on me. So there are these two different factors which I think added on to the fact that he's unexperienced, to the fact that he comes from the academy team, which are totally normal, have kind of led to poor performances from Felix. Not that he's played many matches, right? But he has played, for example, the match I was at the stadium with Josh against Bologna, and he was terrible. Absolutely terrible. He got subbed in many times, and he really didn't give that impact. So I think this kind of bad performances has definitely led to Mourinho, Thiago Pinto and the Fredkins putting Felix in the category of question marks. I think the second Felix grabs the... how do we say it? The second Felix kind of finds a pattern of performances and kind of plays in a more consistent way, I think Felix will get removed from that category. But I think Felix really needs to improve in consistency right now. Now, why is he... how does Felix kind of lay in that category? Is the fact that I think Thiago Pinto has acknowledged that Felix can be a key to many deals. And one of the deals which I'm focusing on is the Fertese deal. The Fertese deal can kind of get solved can get solved with Felix. I'm not saying Felix will 100% determine that deal, but it can play a big part. Because Sassuolo are a team which love playing with youngsters, love growing youngsters, and they've ended another cycle with Fratesi, Raspadori and Scamacca, which are all, now have all caught the eye of big teams in the Serie A. That's the end of a new cycle, and now Sassuolo is going to start again with players like Felix if he goes there. Sassuolo are really, really good at doing this. They're really good at growing players, experimenting with young players, and then selling them at a higher profit. And Felix is a perfect player to do that. Now, Roma was thinking, obviously, of offering some money, around 10 million euros, and adding Felix and or Volpato as well. You see, I think they can be keys to kind of end deals, because I can easily see Felix being the key to the Fratesi deal. However, another thing which we really need to think about, which is something which we've talked about in the last live stream about Fratesi, is do we want to risk a lot of these young players? Because we have made a lot of mistakes in the past where we've kind of given away most of our academy team, and then they become good players, and then possibly we're back interested in them and need to pay more money for them. So are we really sure that we want to sacrifice young players? Obviously some of them will be sacrificed, but are we sure we want to sacrifice most of the young players to kind of get a key to other deals as well? This is something I think Thiago Pinto should focus on, because if we were potentially to offer Felix and Volpato to get Fratesi, then yes, we are getting a midfielder, but we're also losing two academy players. So I think we really need to look into using Felix and potentially other academy players to try and be the key of other deals. I think we really need to look into this. But Roma have kind of have made it clear that they aren't willing to loan Felix out, unless obviously a big loan for Felix himself and to improve his football career comes. Roma have said, we don't want to loan him. If we really need to get him away from our team, we want money for it. And we want to sell him on a permanent deal. That's what Roma's saying and has said in these last couple of hours. We have no intention of loaning Felix out. Felix will only leave the club if a big offer, if a financial, economic offer comes, or he will stay and he will be reintegrated in Mourinho's project. Why are we doing this? Because Thiago Pinto has really understood that to kind of fuel this transfer market, when we've got, we've got a lot of big names being linked with Roma, right? Thiago Pinto knows that, you see, the Fredkins are bringing the name of this, the brand, they're bringing this brand higher up so that more people, more international fans are interested in it, like Premier League clubs are doing. And Thiago Pinto knows, however, that will only work if biggie players will come. I'm not saying don't expect massive players, but if big players will come. And Thiago Pinto has acknowledged that if we don't sell, we won't buy big players. That is how the transfer market works in this team. So I think this is why Roma have said no to loans. If you really want Felix, you need to pay for him. That is, I think, why the staff has said this. Because I think Thiago Pinto knows that even if we can get a bit of money from the Felix deal and from other deals, if you put it all together, you generate a lot of money which you can spend on big players, to bring the brand name higher, to improve the squad depth, and to aim for better objectives. Thiago Pinto definitely knows that, because if it wasn't for this, if the Fredkins weren't here, right, then this idea of bringing the branding at a higher level won't be there. It generally won't be there. If Palotto was the president right now, all he would be doing is buy players, sell players, buy players, sell players, and keep the team at an overall standard level. The Fredkins want to higher this popularity level, and by doing that, they know, just like they've done with Mourinho, which they've surprised the entire world with, they will potentially surprise us with big players. Because I think loaning Felix out is a perfect option. But if we stick to the philosophy of our transfer market, then it won't happen. And this is why Roma have said, if you really want Felix, I'm not loaning him out. If you want him, you pay for him. And I think overall, a loan would have been perfect. Who knows? I'm not 100% cutting out loans right now. I'm not saying the fact that, the Fredkins have got this objective, putting the brand name higher, loans won't happen because we won't get money from it. No, loans will happen. But at a less, they will occur way less than what they used to happen with other ownerships. So, however, I do think a loan for a player like Felix would be great. Because I think a loan, especially in a club like Sassuolo, who is young, star-based, he knows... He kind of has the same vibe as other players at Sassuolo who are very young. I think Felix can grab a lot of experience and then we can get him back. However, I think it depends. I think a loan would have been great for a player like Felix, because I think if we 100% sell him out, then, there's this fear of losing a young player, and then the next couple of years he becomes a massive talent, and then we look back at this and say, right, god damn it, I sold another big player and I got fooled once again. The situation with academy players needs to be very delicate. Because yes, you can sell an academy player, but if that academy player then in another team becomes one of the best players in the world, then, I've given this example many times, you're stabbing yourself in the back. That is exactly what you're doing. So, it's a delicate situation, but Roman said it. No loans. If you want him, you pay for him. And this kind of links with the idea to fuel up the transfer market budget and obviously expect bigger players. But yeah, this is the situation with Felix. He will stay or he will go. Loans right now, by the 13th of June 2022, are kind of cut out by Thiago Pinto when it comes to Felix. And we're talking about Felix. Matic has landed in Rome this morning, has done his medical checkups, and is ready to sign his contract with Roma. And he's going to sign a contract of it's 1 year with an option. No, 1 or 2 years. 1 year, I think, with an option of renovating it again and, kind of signing another year. That's the bonus of this. So Matic will be back with his manager. He will be signing his contract in the next couple of days, and then we will expect him at the start of July when all the team comes back to train for the pre-season, for friendly matches, and to prepare the best way possible for Europa League, Serie A, and Coppa Italia, obviously. And Di Marzo from Sky Sport Italy has said that the Celik deal will be closed within this weekend. So within this weekend, expect the confirmation from the Celik deal, and this is the way it is. So if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, smash the subscribe button. We're like 10 subscribers away from 4,500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button and also share the link with your families and friends. Smash the like button in the live stream as well, and follow me on Instagram over there in the orange box over at Simon lower score, AS or lower score. Let me see what people think. Keep, loan, or sell Felix. I'd go loan. I think I'd go loan, but if it's obviously Thiago Pinto's excluding a loan right now. Let me quickly go. Oh wait, give me a sec.
Men, listen up. When it comes to keeping your privates in tip-top shape, use Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0. Talking to you, Private Peters. Time to shape and skate privates. This trimmer features skin safe.
Oh my god, it's an ad. It's an ad. Right, let's see what people think. 66% say loan, 33% say keep, and 3% say sell. I totally agree with this. I think potentially selling Felix is a massive risk. And I've said it already, I've described it, I think a loan would be perfect. But we'll see what happens. I think, I'll be honest with you, I'll be completely honest with you. I think at the end of the day, Felix will stay. I think one of the factors which we highlighted at the start, just kind of the bond between the player and the manager, I think will be emphasized. I think Mourinho kind of doesn't really want to sell Felix. I think Mourinho's totally up for loaning Felix out, but I'm seeing Mourinho more prone to accept Felix in his team than kind of give him away, because of basically this father to son relationship, which has definitely been emphasized over the course of this season between Felix and the manager. So I'll catch you soon, ladies and gentlemen, with more transfer updates, transfer news, entertaining videos, and they are gonna come. I've been saying this thing of entertaining videos. They are gonna come. It's just that we've got a lot of transfer news in these days. So